You don't want this, trust me. Like, you're not going to feel good about yourself.
Most people nowadays know Bo Burnham from Inside, his latest comedy special that was more of a film than a comedy special. And I'm glad that this masterpiece got the attention it deserves. But it's so much more than just a standalone piece. If you ask me, Inside is the capstone to a 15-year-long foundation, the punchline to a 15-year-long setup. And if you don't know the setup to a joke, how could you fully appreciate its punchline?
They're lying to you, that's all. They're lying. Because people don't realize that it's an act up here. I was a kid who was stuck in his room. There isn't much more to say about it.
Bo Burnham was so talented as a kid that he got famous on the internet, only to spend the rest of his career warning kids about getting famous on the internet. In a world where everyone at some point is enticed by the allure of going viral or blowing up, Bo's been labeled a sort of patient zero of internet fame, alongside others from early YouTube. But Bo would be one of the few to actually transition his viral moments into a sustained career. From 2006 until his first special in 2010, Bo made an unfortunately large number of songs that would not age well.
Pull it out, stick it in your mouth, and I'll bust in the back of ya. Swallow, bitch, there's people starving in Africa.
But also one song that would age incredibly well.
This song isn't funny at all, but it helps me sleep at night. Art is dead.
Art is Dead is by far, not even close, definitively, the best song from Bo's early career. It shines via Bo's patented self-awareness and confirms for us that even back then, the kid had a talent for not just comedic art, but art that was deep and sincere.
I must be psychotic, I must be demented to think that I'm worthy of all this attention. My drug's attention, I am an addict, but I get paid to indulge in my habit.
Feeling guilty about his success and shameful about the way he got it.
So people think you're funny, how do we get those people's money? I said our art is dead.
Feeling like the idols that inspired him would be disgusted by him.
What influenced you both musically and comedically?
Comically, like George Carlin. We're rolling in dough while Carlin rolls in his grave, his grave.
So even though 95% of the show was like teenage boy humor meets underdeveloped wit, and importantly, that's what the audience came to see, he takes a step of bravery by telling us what he really thinks, even if for only one song.
I am an artist, but I'm just a kid, I'm just a kid, I'm just a kid, and maybe I'll grow out of it. Consider yourself warned.
By his second stand-up special, What?, Bo's serious writing became threaded into his show from beginning to end.
You think you know better than everybody. You will die alone. And you will deserve it.
This was not another sea of superficiality with a hint of honesty. It was a much better balance, and Bo was evolving into an act that was genuinely innovative and uniquely his own.
It's like the Bo Burnham thing. Some people figure out, not only did he figure out a new way of doing comedy, he did the MySpace shit too. I mean, he was so ahead of it.
That guy is a total fucking trailblazer. What I love is all the shit he got in the beginning. He just shut everybody down, and he totally delivers. And then in the end, you find out this guy's a monster fucking talent.
Oh yeah,
that can kind of do everything.
Yeah.
One of my all-time favorites from this special is Sad.
I saw a little boy drop his ice cream cone directly on his mother's corpse.
This song is a wonderful mark of progress for Bo's artistry because it succeeds at being funny and sincere at the same time.
Genocide, war, sexism, racism. But I gotta remember there's good things about it too. Like the fact that none of that's happening to me. Score!
He teeters the line between the two flawlessly, taking us through the emotional turbulence of his guilt as a comedian and ultimately landing at an abandonment of empathy in the name of comedy.
The world isn't sad. The world's funny. I'm a sociopath. I saw an old man slip and fall.
The show's finale, We Think We Know You, combines comedy, honesty, and Bo's trademark
ultra-rehearsed theatrics.
We think you've changed, bro. We know best.
You suck.
We think we know
You.
We think we know
You.
And it would indeed make us laugh, but it didn't shy away from being serious like Art is Dead did, being near the end of the special but not quite the finale. This time, Bo was confident to end on a serious note.
Mr. Burnham.
I can do anything
Okay, I can be a famous writer, producer, actor, director, dancer, crab fisherman, slut.
The same year,
Mr. Burnham
released what I would now consider his most underrated work, Zack Stone is Gonna Be Famous. And while it was mighty unfortunate that Zack Stone was canceled after a single season, it was meant to be. It is a perfect show with a perfect ending, and I will talk about that now. This show rides the line between jokes and seriousness similarly to the way that the sad song does. It is funny, but it is also honest. Zack Stone is a teenager who is dead set on getting famous, though he doesn't know what for yet. Each episode is him trying to get famous in a different way. His self-obsession and fame fixation are why he pushes away his best friend until he realizes he loves her and real connection is more important than superficial adoration, a realization which he has on live TV.
And I'm in love with her. So I'm gonna tell her that. I'm gonna go tell her that.
Which ironically is the thing that makes him famous. And right at this critical moment of character development that should be a powerful foundation to a lasting healthy relationship, Zack is rewarded for his behavior in the wrong way. His decision to forget fame paradoxically rewards him with fame.
Gonna be famous, Zack Stone is gonna...
That is a painfully thought-provoking ending that hits in a way that only Bo Burnham's art could. So Bo went from slipping one honest song into a sea of dick jokes, to infusing the honesty into the whole show, to writing a whole show about an honest sentiment. He's only in his early 20s, and he's already feeling regretful about getting famous on the internet. Pandora's box that can never be unopened. A warning that Bo would find himself echoing far into the future.
If you can live your life without an audience, you should do it.
In 2016, Bo released the hilarious and heartbreaking Make Happy. What was a really good and original special, but Make Happy was something else.
But if you search for moral wisdom in Katy Perry's lyrics, then kill yourself.
It would continue in the direction Bo's career has been moving since it started, away from the superficiality that founded it and into the honesty that defies it. That's why people think he's just doing an act when he opens Make Happy with,
"The world is not funny. We are all dying. The world is not funny."
And what would be his most cynical special yet, Bo unapologetically portrays his dejection for his career and the world.
Put the lights down, their faces creep me out. If you were offended by that, it was ironic. Isn't that fun? I meant the whole opposite of it. Fuck these people. How dare they think that them fucking around is worthy of your attention? Them playing Pictionary, your attention's a valuable thing.
A special where he would say something real and then he would have to quickly go back to joking because that's what the audience is here for.
If you take one thing away from my show, I hope it's a t-shirt. We're selling them out there. And at BoBurnham.com. This is all a front for the brand.
And we know now from the inside that this was the time that Bo was having
severe panic attacks while on stage.
Personally, I've had panic attacks at home, and they were not fun at all. I can't even imagine what having a panic attack under these circumstances would be like. What we do know is that the artist, who was just a kid, had in fact grown out of it. And in the show's finale, Can't Handle This, one of the most impactful closes to a comedy show I've ever seen, Bo brilliantly blends his honesty into his comedy, and even more elegantly and masterfully than in Sad or in Zack Stone.
Can I say my shit?
For the first half of the song, he effectively cloaks his honesty and superficiality.
When I got the letters, if I knew it, what it When I got the cheese, if I knew it, what it
And then he takes the mask off to have a heart-to-heart with the audience while still clinging on to that auto-tune. And he can do that because he's used the auto-tune in so many songs that precede this. And doing so maintains the continuity of the song and of Bo's act while enabling him a little bit of distance, sort of like making eye contact with sunglasses on.
I don't think that I can handle this right, but they don't even know the herb on this right.
This song embodies the spirit of Bo's performance, putting the superficial mask on, taking the mask off, habitually reverting, and if they still don't understand you,
then you will run it one more time. Thinking I can handle this right.
After quitting live comedy, Bo found solace in stepping away from the spotlight. He was still pulled toward art and thus took on the role of writer-director, in which he made a fantastic first feature-length film that would win a slew of awards and do so well at the film festivals that they actually ended up putting it in theaters for a time. Much like Zack Stone, 8th Grade is a sincere expression of Bo's experience with the internet and fame. It's a very Bo Burnham work of art. The conflicts are awkward and anxiety-inducing. The resolution is genuine and heartwarming. In addition to making a fantastic piece of art about it, he literally warned us in no uncertain terms in real life too.
The subtle way that the internet interfaces with our hearts.
No,
the way it
that's-
makes us feel kind of nervous in our bed at the end of the day. How you have to choose between all the information in the world and the back of your eyelids. That's kind of sad.
Okay, well.
We used to colonize land. That was the thing you could expand into. And that's where money was to be made. We colonized the entire earth. There was no other place for the businesses and capitalism to expand into. And then they realized human attention. That they are now trying to colonize every minute of your life. That is what these people are trying to do. Why do you think Snapchat exists? Why do you think they would make a company for 13-year-olds where a photo disappears after 24 hours? Why do you think kids would want to use that?
So when you look at what started as mostly superficial with a touch of honesty, we can see that Bo would continue to swim against that current gradually but successfully, transforming into an artist that is creating works that are now mostly honest with a touch of superficiality. And then we arrive at a familiar place. The kid is now a man, screaming into the digital void.
Wanting to put a bullet into my head with a gun. You know, maybe allowing giant digital media corporations to exploit the neurochemical drama of our children for profit, maybe that was a bad call.
This is the punchline. And now we know the setup. And that's that he's been telling us this shit the whole time. He speaks directly about these same topics throughout Inside, increasingly so as his mental health further declines.
A few things start to happen, my vision starts to flatten, my heartache gets to tapping, and I think I'm gonna die. Mommy let you use her iPad, you were barely 2.
But as much as I'd like to echo praise for Inside, a topic that has much been praised already, what we need to talk about now is Bo Burnham's best joke.
Look at you people in the Abe Lincoln seats, bam!
Not that one, although it does get me every time. Bo Burnham's best joke comes from the last song from the Inside outtakes, The Chicken.
The chicken decides to make her escape, get a taste of freedom.
Bo gives his own take on one of the most fundamental jokes in the whole wide world.
The chicken must first cross the road.
He takes the all too familiar, why did the chicken cross the road question, and gives it a serious answer via song.
So that's why she did it.
And that's what The Chicken is. It's the best why did the chicken cross the road joke I've ever heard. Because Bo Burnham's best jokes have never actually been his jokes. And that is what Bo's best joke is. It's on us, the audience. It always has been, since the unveiled art is dead. Since he opened What? Since he ended Make Happy. It's like, haha, joke's on you. I'm not here to be funny. I'm here to be real. And that's why he's Bo Burnham. And that's why we keep coming back. Because he's always been a great comedian, but he's always been a greater poet.
You're everything you hated. Are you happy? Hey, look, Ma, I made it. Are you happy?